Welcome to another episode of East Coast Take. I'm Ken, and this beautiful mythical creature to my left is Brent, which in itself is amazing to capture one so rare and in such focus on camera.
Tonight, we're going to talk about the mythical creature, Bigfoot. And regardless of whether you subscribe to that theory, you should subscribe to our channel, and you should like us, and you should ring the bell.
We're both super excited about this episode, and I gotta tell you, Brent, I saw a documentary last night on Bigfoot called Harry and the Hendersons, and it was absolutely amazing.
No. That's a movie. Harry and the Hendersons is a movie.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure John Lithgow was in it.
But aren't documentaries movies?
There's movies made up. There's documentaries like Finding Bigfoot. You should watch that one.
Okay, can we get John Lithgow for this one? Because clearly I need another expert sitting beside me. Abominable, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Yern, Yowie. The names may be different, but one thing's for sure, all over the world, something is out there. But what gives me the right to discuss Bigfoot? The short answer is nothing. Oh sure, I could have pored over countless documentaries and read books about the subject, but that would just be retelling other people's accounts of their experience. I decided that I should go on the hunt for the mythical creature myself. But don't take my word for it. You can read all about it in this book, the greatest book ever written, which is called The Greatest Book Ever Written, The Triumph and Glory, One Man's Quest to Find Bigfoot. Beautifully illustrated on the back cover, the picture of myself.
That is magnificent.
Got a t-shirt that I've got had printed up. Big #1 fan foots. Clearly, I think it's more important that all the words that you wanted on the shirt are on there, regardless of the order. Shall we begin? Day 1. As the sun gleams into my eyes, I walk off my back deck. 10 seconds later, I'm in the thick of it. I decide with my advanced tracking and training skills to call for the big guy. Do you know what the translation of that is?
Please tell me.
Here, Bigfoot, foot. Here, Bigfoot, foot.
Okay.
But he was on to me. He did not come. I saw a squirrel. I made certain inquiries as to the whereabouts of the big guy. They went unanswered. Day 1 in the books. No sign of the guy. But I was undaunted and vowed to press on. It's day 3 now. I feel the forest walls closing in on me. Even though I can still see my front yard, I am 5 minutes walk from my residence. It has been 17 seconds since I had my last sip of Fresca, and 3 minutes since I saw my last human being. I hear strange noises.
I bet you do.
It's my buddy Joe Toma. Kenny, what in hell are you doing in the woods? I say, I'm looking for Bigfoot, Joe. He goes, well, as long as you're in there, find my golf ball, you freak. Still no sign of him. But I vow to press on. Day 7. I'm in full desperation mode, people. I decide to get out my special collector's edition of Planet of the Apes Cornelius head. And I dress like John Cusack in that movie, Say Anything. I go to a forest clearing, and I sing at the top of my lungs, In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. It's working. I hear something running towards me. Alas, it is Allison LePage, the owner of the property. He looks armed. I book. Upon reflection, no, I didn't find Bigfoot. But the bigger question is who will play me when they option the rights for the movie?
It has to be you.
Aw, thanks, bud.
Oh, no. It's not that I think you'd be any good. I just wouldn't wish that role on anybody.
Have you personally had any sightings?
I have, actually. 2, as a matter of fact. 1983, I would have been 14 years old. Looking for butternuts, I believe, with my grandfather and my father. It was getting later in the day. Grampy needed something from his truck. So I made my way back to the old Chevy, and at one point, I thought I got turned around. I turned to my right, and about 4 feet away was a large maple tree, and I distinctly saw and heard something for just a split second. I froze. My fight or flight did neither. I just stopped. And I yelled back. Look, it could be. I just yelled back, "Hey!" But I was so far out of earshot and out of sight that nobody heard me. I continued on, got my bearings, continued on. So I made my way back and asked if Dad or Grampy had heard or seen anything, and they said that they hadn't. They didn't push me for questions, so I didn't offer any other information. I've not told this story to too many people. I can't tell you what it was, but I know it was something. 1991, I believe. I would have been 22 years old. Now I'm living in Poplar River, Manitoba, a fly-in reserve in the middle of nowhere. I was told by one of the residents it was the Sasquatch capital of the world. I have nothing to back that up other than somebody told me that. But they did have a Bigfoot Days, which was their summer festival. So I bought a Honda Fat Cat dirt bike and was out on a ridge, made my way up where you could see way down over this embankment, and it was just nothing but thick forest down at the bottom, probably 300 feet. And something, when I stopped, got off the bike and looked over that ridge, something walked into the woods. And it was not a bear, I don't think. Of course, no camera. Never one when you need one. I don't know what it was, but it was just a feeling. And I've never had any experience like it since, and I don't make any claims to say what it was. I'm sure that it could be explained, but it never has been.
Okay.
So that's my 2 encounters.
Well, it's interesting. I have some questions.
Okay, fire away.
Is all that from memory?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Nothing made up? No
No.
embellishment?
No.
Well, I've seen your memory in action, so allow me to play devil's advocate for a moment.
Oh, here we go.
September 23rd, 2020. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing the shirt with Vader and Obi-Wan on it.
Let the record show that Brent had to look at what he was actually wearing in order to answer the question. Not very good memory indeed.
Okay, fine.
I rest my case.
All right, so it's current year, and it's time for a fresh coat of paint, if you will, for the big fella, rebranding, if you will. We have been tasked with coming up with a new name, but we want a fun, cute name for the kids, and we want a serious name for the adults. We're going to need a jingle for the kids.
And for those watching at home, feel free to weigh in on who do you think was the best. And if you didn't like any of ours, feel free to put your suggestion in the comments section.
Okay. You want a Rochambeau to see who goes first?
Sure.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
I win.
No.
Scissors. Yeah, rock, paper, scissors.
I can't believe I have to explain myself. Didn't you hear the? These are
thought you were-
laser scissors.
All right, well, we'll go to the producer. Who wins?
Ken wins.
Oh, for frick's sakes.
My new name for the Sasquatch is Shavonk. The mighty Shavonk. It just sounds.
Okay, cool. I'm with you. Yeah. What do you got for the kids?
Oh, Mr. Fudge Pudge. Picture Christmas time. Every kid's got a little Mr. Fudge Fudge doll. I'm Mr. Fudge Fudge and I just want to be rubbed. Oh, push my belly button.
I don't want to
push my belly button.
I don't want to push your.
Ah.
Get off me, you fool.
Anywho, Give me the silly one.
Song name for the kids?
The friendly one.
Hairy Man.
Hairy Man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
You exercised a brain cell to come up with that one.
It's kid friendly. Hairy Man. It sounds like, hey, look, I got a hairy man for Christmas. You could comb him, you know.
And then the Department of Child Welfare Services knocked on your door the next day.
I wrote a song for him.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. Hairy man, what are they feeding you? Hairy man, it's not your fault. You like it?
I think I've heard that before.
I had Phoebe write it for me.
That would explain a lot.
She's kind of a one-trick pony.
True. So what's your serious? Like if you were watching a documentary, what would be the documentary? What would it be about?
It would be about the pelvisphere.
The pelvis fur.
No, the pelvisphere.
Pelvisphere.
Yes.
What is a pelvisphere?
Oh, it's Latin.
For what?
Hairy man.
If you go into the woods, make sure that you have a phone with a dead battery in it, or a camera that you do not know how to work, or is not functioning properly, and you're sure to run into the big guy. This has been our East Coast take on the mythical creature Bigfoot. Thanks for watching.